Good afternoon. This is Dominic with TheBackVlog. I am joined by Robin. Never mind, she just walked away. Recently, a few days ago, I finished on the Nintendo DS, Hotel Dusk, room 215. I was super intrigued by this thing whenever I first heard about it. Last year, I got back into my DS just for a little bit, just for like a few games, and then I kind of fell off, and now I'm back on. But what I was looking into interesting DS games to, look for, this is one that came up, and the thing that intrigued me about it was the art style of it. It's got like this really cool like noir vibe to it, and the character designs are like these kind of like pencil sketch looking things, and the movement, like the 3D textures of the hotel, like obviously it's like really aged, but it's got like a certain charm to it. I really love the art style here, and not only that, but like the way that you hold it, like say like this is your DS here. The way you hold it is actually like sideways like that. You kind of like hold it like a book. So on the left side of the screen, the non-touch screen side, you have like the main character Kyle Hyde, and he's like expressive and everything. And then on the left you have like the screen that you walk and interact with objects and stuff. The gameplay loop is like super, like it's got a lot of LA Noire vibes. You're finding clues and interrogating people and stuff like that. The thing that this game does that like something like LA Noire doesn't, because of the medium of it being on the DS, is that you can also interact with your notebook and take notes and stuff. And I think that's really cool. It's really immersive. I really love what this game does with the DS in terms of the hardware itself. There are points where you have to like close the lid in order to interact. I think you have to use the microphone at some point. I'm not entirely sure. And then there's another point where like you have to use the stylus and your finger at the same time. And I didn't even know the DS was capable of like having a double register on the touch screen. And when I got to that part, I got stumped because I was like, how do I even do this? And then I found out you could do that. And I was like, whoa, that's crazy. Another thing that this game has, or has a compatibility with, is this Nintendo DS peripheral, the Rumble Pack. I don't know if it's focusing or not. It's probably not, but I'll zoom in on my face to show you the Rumble Pack. And it's like this, in this little GBA cartridge here. You put it in the Game Boy slot. So like, if there's like a point of interest in an interrogation, or Kyle Hyde's like pager vibrates or something, it kind of like adds that little level of immersion as well. I think that's really cool. I didn't even know the Rumble Pack was a thing. And not a lot of games, have a compatibility with it. There is one game, whenever we went through my fiance's old DS games, she has Super Princess Peach on the DS, which I've never even heard of, but I guess it's like a Princess Peach themed Mario platformer style game. But that's compatible with the Nintendo DS Rumble Pack, so maybe one of these days I will play that. So whenever I initially played Hotel Dusk, it was around December last year, which was actually like a really good time of year to play this game. If you need a cozy game to play, Hotel Dusk Room 215 is your game, because it takes place on the cusp of the new year. So it's like post-Christmas but pre-New Year. It's like in that little like vacation kind of spot there, where like everything is winding down, and like even the Christmas shenanigans are winding down. Everything's getting calmer, and it's just like a very transitory time. So yeah, I played that around this time, and I fell off earlier this year in January. This would have been one of my first videos I was going to talk about, or one of my first pieces of media I was going to talk about, but I never finished it. Evidently, I had a harder time upon the second time of playing it, because I got a game over in chapter 2, which I didn't get the first time, so I don't know what I did. Yeah, I think you gotta be careful with the things you say in conversation, and the things you have in your possessions at certain points, because there are fail states in this game, which I didn't even realize. Another thing I wrote down is that Kyle Hyde on the cover here, he's a himbo. I just want to put that energy out there. He's a freaking goofball, and like his facial expressions are like cute. He's a really cute guy. Narratively speaking, the game it's really slow until you get to chapter 9, and then like once chapter 9 hits, chapter 9 is like the second to last chapter of the game, so like this is like hours into the game. But once chapter 9 hits, like it starts to get really crazy, and then you have like all the twists and turns that chapter 10 makes, and there's like an escape room kind of like section. Now that I'm thinking about it, this game is probably like the closest I have been to like one of those 90s PC adventure games. I've never played anything like that before, but this kind of made me intrigued by those kinds of things, even though I know that's a genre that is riddled with problems, but I'm interested in filling that gap of my knowledge. But yeah, this is like very like 90s adventure game feeling. One last thing I want to mention is the music in this. I wasn't huge on the music at first, except for like some of like the airy piano tracks. But it really grew on me, and the Nintendo DS, just the sounds, just like 2000s Nintendo stuff, like the Wii. I'm playing the Wii right now. It's just like, it's got like, obviously, the Fruitigo era thing going on, and maybe that's what it is, but it's just got like such a serene and nostalgic vibe. I don't know. I don't really know how to put it, because like some of these tracks on this game are goofy, but like the more you listen to them, it's like, oh, it's really growing on me. Like the way that these instruments sound, the sonic quality of them. I guess you would refer to it as the Nintendo DS sound chip or whatever. However, like it renders audio or something. It's just, I miss that kind of sound, and I didn't really realize it until playing Hotel Dusk. But yeah, this was a fantastic game. I'm really glad I picked it up, and I really was interested in getting the sequel, but it's an EU exclusive. It never came out in the United States. It might have came out in Japan. It's also like $200, so I'm never gonna own a physical copy of it. I don't even know if the Nintendo DS plays other region games. But what I am gonna do is acquire it. That's all I'll say about that. Yeah, this is a wonderful game. Please play this if you have a DS and you're in the market for a new game to play.